Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and today I'm going to take Melina up on her challenge. She had challenged everybody to make some little cameo clusters, I think is what she called them. I don't know what I will call mine. I guess I'll call them something. I cut some paper here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm a little bit disorganized today. It's coming a flood and a half here again. We have had rain just about every day this week. So my kiddos didn't get to come swimming again today, and they was hoping that they would. But it's coming the flood, and it's lightning and storming and all that kind of mess. So they have to stay home. But I have cut some little pieces, and these are just from my scrap pile of my cardstock. These are 4 by 5. I don't have any clue what Melina'S was. I can't remember. I watched her video, but I still can't remember. But we're going to use these anyway. I think this will be a good size. You could use some smaller, but this will be a good size to put on a page. Let's say this is a page. It'll be a good size to put on a page, and then you can just glue here, here, and here, and you can still tuck something in the back if you wanted to. So that's what we're going to do on ours. But like I said, make yours whatever size that you want. I think that wasn't a specification. So now, you see these. I bought these this morning and downloaded them to do this project with. And I downloaded them from Nancy at the Digital Chick. And I started to say chic, but it's Chick. The Digital Chick. And I'll put her link below. I did not know that these were the ones that Melina had purchased. I just saw them and I thought they were pretty, and I purchased them. And then I looked at her video again. Well, I had not looked at the whole thing before. I had just looked at part of it. I looked at her video when I was watching it, and I saw where she had these same ones. Is that mother and daughter or what? We kind of like some of the same things. But now all I'm doing is I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper on the 1/4 inch. And I'm just giving the corners a little bit of a chomp. That way they don't have that point on them. Now, I have ordered some of these to carry in the shop because I have had so many people that have asked me about this. This is one of my favorite tools, and I have even broken mine somewhere. There's a piece that I broke off of mine because I banged it trying to clean it out. Yeah, I'm pretty rough on tools. And it broke off, but guess what? It still works. Works just fine. I think it was a little piece right here. Hubby looked at it and said, it'll be fine, just keep using it. So it still does its job, and that's all that we wanted. Now I have just pulled out some different scraps that I have in my stash, just pieces here and there and everywhere. I've got some different odds and ends papers, some little vellum pieces, some pieces that one of you guys sent me. This came all the way from Australia, I do believe. And I'm thinking these I opened in a package yesterday, so we'll probably use some of those. I've got just some lace and trim, and then I got these yesterday as well. And those come from, let's see, let me think a minute. Let me think while I pull these off here. I think I got those from Karen, the little butterflies, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Whoops, I just dropped one in my garbage. Hold on. I gotta retrieve that. I can't waste one. Well, I think it's long gone. It went way down in there, so I'll find it later. I'm not gonna waste your time looking for that now. I've got plenty more, and I've also cut out a whole page. I've got a whole page here to cut out. Now, I printed these on, it's not heavy cardstock, but it's a little bit heavier than what copy paper is. Let me grab it and I'll show you. Did you hear that thunder while I was gone? This is the paper that I use to print my digitals on. It's thicker than copy paper, but it's not so thick that it doesn't bend, and you can still use it inside your journals and things like that without it being too thick. So this is for laser and inkjet. It's 300 sheets, 28 pound or 105 GSM, and it's 97 bright. I get this at Walmart, but if I can find it anywhere else, I'll link it below. But I love this. Love it. Okay. Now, I did not have an oval punch that would punch exactly this size, so I just trimmed some out. And I think on Melina'S video, she showed you how I had gone about showing her how you can cut ovals and circles and things like that out without having to try to do that constant circle. It's helped me, and I got it, I think, I can't remember who showed it or told me about it on my YouTube channel, but somebody on the YouTube channel told me about it, I think, in the description or in the comments, or I may have got it from Rachel at Roxy Creations. I don't remember, but anyway, it works. Now, I'm going to go around mine and ink them. This is the Vintage Photo. I like Vintage Photo, and this is just a thick cardstock, and it's kind of a tan color. I didn't have any that was any darker that was scraps, and I didn't want to cut up big pieces, so I'm just going to ink it a good bit. And that will work fine. Now, I probably will not ink but 2 or 3, and then I'll get started on making these clusters. Now, Melina is very good at this, at making these little clusters, or these Cameo clusters, the big clusters. I can do the little clusters. I've never really tried these bigger ones before, but they looked so interesting when she was doing it, and I thought, okay. Oh, I also, on this, and I know she showed you too, and I think she might do it on every one of hers, but she, Nancy also gives you a freebie, and these are some tags that I got from her. When I purchased that this morning, I got these tags, and this was like $2.75 for this sheet, but then you got those freebies along with it, so it's well worth that. Okay, so let's get started. What are we going to do now? What are we going to do next? Let's put a piece of this paper down. Now, I got this from one of you yesterday too, and this looks just like a, I don't know, a handmade paper. It's very, very pretty. And I hate to even tear it. Oh, it's very thick. It's like it's got fabric in it. It's very thick to tear. Ooh, I don't know if I'll be able to tear it that way. Okay, I'm not going to worry about tearing it every which way because it is so thick that it's hard to tear. And I know it wouldn't tear just a little bitty piece, so I'm just going to ink it. And I'm going to ink the corners pretty good. I love this. I need to know where you got this. Can't remember who sent it. I'd have to go back and look at my video. So you guys can go back and look at, well, I don't think I put that video up yet, as a matter of fact. That video should go up later today, and I'll show you all of these pieces that I got in the mail. All of the freebies. All of the Happy Mail. Now these I ordered from AliExpress. So this is, I got a whole big pack of things like this. Now I'm going to try my best to tear all around this. I don't want to use my tear ruler just because I want a very fine little portion of this torn. And if I do my tear ruler, it's going to tear a big piece, I think. I can barely tear a little bitty piece with my tear ruler. Okay, let's see. Let me put that way. Okay. Then I need something down here. And these, oh, those are stickers. That's neato. Those are little stickers, I think. The best I can tell. That would look cute down there, but we may just do a piece of lace. Let me find my scissors. Where are my scissors? Hello. Oh, they're over here. So, put a piece of lace there, maybe. And I'm just laying this out. I don't know if this is going to work, if it's going to come together or not. We shall see. And I think I will use a piece of book page. You know, if all else fails, you use the book page. That's really good to stamp on, so don't throw that away. This is a very old, very fragile book. So it just about breaks when you tear it. So I'll have to be pretty easy in inking this. All right. Now when you're collaging like this, you need to concentrate on all of your edges need to be a little different. They need to be, you know, not together. Like, don't put this one even with that one. Don't put it even with that one. You need to alternate the edges so that it looks a whole lot better to your eye. All right, let's see what else we want to put on here. That may be enough. I also got these little cards yesterday, and I thought the backs of those are so pretty. All right, now I do want to, I think, put a piece of vellum in the center. Let's see. Mine are going to be way too big for my little ovals here, I think, unless I bring something else in under that. So let's do this. Since that's a sticker, let's don't use that. Let's use, this is a little book that I've got from AliExpress as well. So I'm just going to tear a piece out of here. I think's. Let's see if we put that there. And when I can't tear these little pieces like this, I just kind of rough them up a little bit. And then do a little fold and put a little ink there, and do a little fold and put a little ink there. Just kind of rough it up to where it looks older. So let's put that like that. And then I still feel like, since that's so large, I need something under my little cameo. I probably made my cameos, or made my piece way too big. So we shall find something to put under there. Okay, let's try this. I cut out a little piece of that paper. Then if we put that there and that there. Oh yeah, that'll work. You kind of need to bring it down to your cameo size, in other words. So don't just make a big piece like this and then all of a sudden you're bringing in a cameo or a cabochon, which is basically what these are called. And your cabochon is so much smaller than your big piece here. So that's why I said you can make these pieces a lot smaller. But see, if I bring it down, if I've got the size here, 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 and I just keep bringing that size on down, then it looks a lot more cohesive. Goes together a lot better, I think. But now I do think I want a little color in somewhere else other than just in the center. So what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to cut this card, and I'm just going to cut around it and cut off some of that teal on there, and we'll ink that up. And then I'm just going to tuck it like that. See, that keeps it, brings your eye all the way around, keeps you from just seeing what is not there, in other words. I know that makes no sense, but and then on this one, just gonna, I'm not even trying to trim them in any particular way. I'm just basically trimming some of that teal on the outside off. And then we'll put this piece, come on, lay back down there. And I know I don't have anything glued down yet, and that's fine. I'm just, at this point, I'm just kind of getting everything like I think I might want it. Okay. All right, I think that's going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this off like that. I'm going to start by gluing some of these pieces down. Just using my art glitter glue. I'll glue that right there. This piece is going to go down here. And you can always take a picture if you put it together and you think, oh, I'll never remember how that goes. You can take a little photo of it, and that way you can remember how to lay it back down. All right, I'm going to have to use my Fabri-Tac for this since that's lace. Okay, and then this piece is going to go on top. That one I'm just going to put it a little angle there. Then I'm just going to lift that off. Let's see, this one's going to go next, and it's going to go basically like that. This may be mulberry paper. I have fooled with mulberry paper years ago, but I haven't done anything with it in a long time, but it kind of feels like mulberry paper. Okay, then we're going to put this one down like that. I'm not going to put the top even. I'm going to bring it on down. I'm going to take these away from the back. That way maybe you can see a little bit better. Then put this little guy down. And then this piece. And I'm just kind of bringing it off center a little bit. And then our little cabochon, we're just going to put it that way, like that. So that is my little Cameo cluster. I think it's what Melina called them. Right there. And like I said, that may be a little bit bigger than what you want. And if it is, just go ahead and trim it down. That's okay for the size that I want, because this is basically the size of a regular journal page. So that's okay for me. But you might not want yours quite so big. So just adjust it to whatever size that you want. So we're going to go with that, I think. Add a little bit more glue right there. Okay. All right, let's do another. So there is that one. Now, what are we going to put down first? Let's just bring some of this in first. I like that. This was also given to me by one of you guys. And I think, like I said, these come from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, you can correct me. Let's see, I don't want a huge piece, so I'm going to cut this about right there. So this time we're going to bring that down that direction. I am going to grab another piece of book page, I think. Let's tear it off a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm just going to ink the very edges. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these two pieces down because I know that's going to be my base. And then we'll kind of build up from there. Now, which one do we want to use on this? I think I'll use the blue one. Blue and yellow looks good together, I think. So, what do we want to put down next? I'm going to grab a little scrap of this, just one of these flowers off of here. This is some of the paper that we had left over when we did those little notebooks yesterday. And then, yeah, I'm going to cut that off. So let's put maybe that piece like that. I know we got yellow and yellow there, but just hang on. We'll bring it together here in a minute. All right, now I'm not going to glue that one down just yet. Okay, I don't use these little pieces enough. These are pieces that I stamped using that Tim Holtz stamp that we have in the store, and I don't use them enough. So I need to grab some out and use them. Let me see which one I want to go with. That one's pretty, but it's too big. I don't want one that big. I'm thinking about either one of those. And this is another one of those circles, so let's see what we can do. Right there, I think. Now I think I want a little piece of vellum down here. And I have a piece right here. This is from the Prima vellum packs that we have in the shop. We have more of those on the way too. I think the Story one has almost sold out, but I think we do have some of the Science in. And this is from the Science collection. Alright, now I need something here to kind of, so I can set my little cabochon on. So let's see what we can bring in there. This is going to be a real floral one, isn't it? Bring that piece in like that, and then set our little cabochon on there like that, maybe. Yeah, I kind of like that. It'll work. Okay, we're going to glue this down. Right before I stick it all the way down, I am going to put that little piece underneath it. Like that. And then I'll just stick some glue under there. Now, on this end, I think I want this little piece up underneath there. So that's okay. We'll lift that and stick it under there. And if you're not sure if you are going to want something underneath, then just glue it partial the way down. Partial the way. That's not a word. Partially down. Don't glue it all the way. Partial the way. Alright, I have this lace that's got butterflies on it that one of you guys sent me. And I think I'm going to use a little piece of it. I have had it in my stash for a little while, and I thought, what am I going to do with that? I love it, but I don't know exactly what I'll use it for. Well, it works on here, does it not? It's very sheer, and I think it's going to look okay right there. Let me place it a couple of other places and see. Nope, I think that's going to be it. And you can even bunch it up a little bit if you wanted to. I think I'm just going to leave it like that and let it stick off a little bit at the top. Okay, place that down like that. See, I like that when it kind of blends into the page. I've got some little scissors. These little scissors are a lot sharper for cutting material than the other ones are. There we go. Alright. You've seen what I did here, didn't you? I used the art glitter glue on this vellum, and it made it real bumpy. But if you put your Barely Arts glue under there, it won't. And I just picked up the wrong glue, so I've got some bumpiness going on there, but that's okay. It'll work. Now let's see if I put, I don't know if I want to use that piece or not. Let me look and see what else I have here. I think I will punch out a piece of this. Just this brown background kind of. And put that down because that other one is just a little bit too much green, green, green. So we'll put that down right there. And I'm going to bring it over a little bit away from the center because, I mean, she didn't say it had to be in the center, did she? She just said it had to be on there. That had to be your focal point. So that's going to be my focal point right there. Blue and yellow. I think blue and yellow goes good together. I just don't want to cover up all those flowers there. Let me think. I need anything else on there? What do you guys think? Do I need anything else? I feel like right here I need something, but I don't want to cover up those flowers, so I'm going to put it down just as is. It's going to work. Whoops. Well, it really will work if I put it in the right place. Okay. That's what your little towel's good for. Wipe that off before it dries. And then this one, and I'm just going to bring it this way, like that. So there is my second one, and it's mostly yellows. I like that. I think I do want a little label or something right there. So let me see what I have right here without having to go digging very far. Here's one from Tina, Shabby Dabby Doodah. Let's see what it looks like when I trim it. I can't tell about these until I trim them, and I don't trim them all the way down when I first get them. Because usually if I do that, I end up losing it. So I think this will work maybe. Let's see. Works better when you put it the right way up, doesn't it? No, that's a little bit big. I don't want to cover that up. And I don't really want it there. I want it right there, but I want a smaller one. So let's look at something a little smaller. These are my teeny tiny labels. And they may be too teeny tiny. No, I don't think so. Let's see. Let's try one that's a little bit darker. All right, let's cut this journal out right here. I think that will work. I just don't want it so big that that's what you're going to see first. And this one is very small. I printed out some of them, some of our labels small and then some of them larger. That way you can use them on different projects. Yeah, it's just going to be there. It's going to be seen if you're looking for it. It's just one of those little added extras that makes it look good when you put it down, but that's not the first thing that somebody sees. And you see it's not wanting to glue because I'm not gluing it with my Fabri-Tac. Yeah, that works great. Straighten it up a little bit. There you go. So there is another. I have no idea what I did with that other one. Put that right there. Okay. Put these back in here before I lose them. Now, let's grab this one, and then this time I'm going to start off with a book page. And I'm going to try to tear it with this ruler, but I don't know if that will work or not. We'll see. Well, yeah, if you go very carefully, it does. And this edge is already kind of torn, so that's good. That's where we took it out of the book. So, oh yeah, that's going to work right there. Boy, do I get in a mess when I start crafting. Does anybody else get in a mess when you start crafting? It's like you start with a clean table and then things just start gathering in on you. Melina'S table's always clean. She's such a neataholic. But her mom is not. Okay, I think we're going to put that down right there. This one, I think we'll use the purple and blue on this one. So let's see, what are we going to bring down next? What are we going to bring down? What are we going to put down next? Okay, I think I'm going to cut a piece of this. And we may put that piece in there like that. And just let it hang off. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Now, you could go ahead and cut this off if you wanted to and save that other piece. But I'm just going to lay it down like that. And then we're going to put this piece down. Alright, I'm going to grab a little piece of this brown notebook paper that Betty sent me. This is out of an old vintage notebook that her, I think she said mother-in-law gave her. And she is sweet enough that she shared with me. So now I don't want to cover up all of that book page, so we're just going to probably get a strip. Okay, I think I'll put it there. It's I'm not feeling this one. I'm not feeling it at all. So I don't know what this one's going to turn out to be. Something it's not grabbing me. We shall see. Alright, I keep going back to this little card, so I think I'm going to try to use it. I don't know how this is going to tear. I may have to end up cutting it. Yeah. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this with our pinking shears. So, I think I want that maybe like that. Okay, I'm going to pull the backing off of this. If I can find the correct tool. And some of that's going to hang off and I don't mind. I'm just going to turn it around like that. Right, and then we're going to ink this up. And I want this to go this way, kind of like that. But I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I want under there. I think I might try to tear this around. Fussy tear it. Okay, see which way's up. We may put that. I'm going to put that up there, I think. This is still going to go here. So let me go ahead and ink this. Then I'm going to put that one there. Alright, now we need to bring something on down, so it's got to be smaller for our little cabochon. So let's see what we want to do. I could put that on there. If I take that backing off, I don't know how clear it's going to be. I don't want to cover that flower up. So let's see how clear it is without the backing on there. It may not be that clear. Well, the flower's really not going to show through, I don't think. But we could always just leave part of the flower like that. Let's see, let's do my bone folder, and sometimes the more you press these down, the better you can see through. Yeah, we can still see through that now. Okay. So that was from one of you guys. Yes, in the I keep saying yesterday's video, but you guys haven't seen that video yet. Then we have a little circle we could put there. I mean an oval, not a circle. But see, I don't like how that's going to cover that up. So I may just lay that down on there like that and not worry about it. Because I like all of that showing, so I don't think I'm going to put anything under this. Still going to be my focal point. It's just going to be a little bit smaller, and that's okay. And there we go. We've got that one. Cute. I like that. All right, we've got 3. If I could find the other one, we do have 3, but I don't know what I did with the other one. Okay, there's that one. Now, this next one, I think I'm going to do one more, and this next one's going to be totally out of the box for me. I think, if I can do what I'm thinking about doing. Well, I won't say totally out of the box, but it's going to be a little bit different for me. So let's grab one of these, and let's go ahead and ink it up. Alright, now I am going to grab in this little ephemera journal that I made. I have some pieces of this. I like that. I like that. See, this is not totally out of my box or comfort zone, but it's a little different because everything is big, and I usually do like big, little, big, little. Let's see if we have anything else that we want to put on there. I think I will do a red one this time, so we may use that. I'm just looking. Now, let's look at this. Well, we could incorporate that in there, but this is, I don't want to cut that out right now. You would have to do a lot of cutting there, and I don't want to cut that out right now. Okay, let's see what we have here. We could put that word on there. And those are graphic 45 that we sold. It's been a while ago now. I think that's all I have in here. They are fantastic for this, and they're on a very heavy cardstock. So let's cut this beautiful out. I really want to put a bird on here, so we may put a bird on this one if I can find one that's the right size. And we may let our little flower be what the bird is sitting on, or next to, whatever you want to call it. Alright, and then this, I want to trim this out because this has got a white border on it. And these were in one of our digitals, I think. These are just those, like, T cards. Alright, let's. I'm going to go ahead and try to trim this side off a little bit, or cut it off. This paper is very thick, very thick. It doesn't tear well with the tear ruler. If you do tear it, you have to hold it down really, really tight. Ooh, look at that. Okay. All right, we're going to put this down. And I'm thinking that'll go there. Then our little branch, I think it's going to go down here like that. And we may just leave that sticking off and not even trim it. Okay, I think I will bring this in right under there. Put that up that way. Now we're going to look in Betty's. This is an ephemera journal that Betty made for me and sent to me. Someone asked me, did I sell these? No, but Betty does. If you'll go to Betty's Custom Creations, or Custom Designs, sorry, Betty, on Etsy, she makes these and sells them. So, oh, we don't have a bird in here. I think I've already taken all the birds out. All right, let's look in our beads, butterflies, bees, and birds. Butterflies, beads, and birds. There's a bird. I don't want that bird. Got lots of butterflies. Okay, here's the birds that she cut for me. I think that one is cute right there. So, and I'm going to trim some of this white off around this bird. You could put it down like it is. You don't have to do that. You could just ink it, but I'm just going to trim it off because I'm not going to ink the little bird. Love his colors. And I think she said she cut these out with her brother Scan and Cut, I do believe. I want one of those machines bad. But I don't spend a lot of money on myself, and to me that would be something for me. So if it's not for the shop or not for my kids or grandkids or husband, I don't spend it. I just don't buy anything for me much. Okay. Oops. There went my little bird. All right, let's see. He could sit right there in that thing. All right, let's start gluing down because I can't really tell what it looks like until I start gluing. Now, if I had thought ahead of time, I would have made my cameos, I would have printed them out larger. But I didn't think. So, because this really calls for a larger cameo or cabochon, but I didn't. I didn't think ahead, so I really didn't even know what size these little pieces I was going to cut out. But you could make yours larger, and that would probably be a lot easier. You wouldn't have to put so many different pieces there to bring it all together. Now, let's see, do we need, I'm not sure I even need this piece on here now because it's going to be covered up. Yep, you don't need to be on there. Okay, but I do want that on there. Like I said, this is not something I normally do. Something this big on something this small, so we'll see what it looks like. Now, instead of trimming this off and taking all that time, I'm just going to put a little ink around it. You could definitely trim all of that white out if you wanted to. These came out of the little ephemera packs that we have in the shop. And I'll try to remember to link them below. I can't remember the name of them right now, but these are some really pretty die cut pieces. And they're nice and thick, so you don't have to worry about them tearing or being too thin for what you're doing. All right. I want that up there, I think. We have more blue fern coming in this next week. Now, right, we've been taking pre-orders for it, but if you want some of it, you need to go ahead and do your pre-order because it's almost, the pre-order is almost sold out. So you need to go ahead and grab it while you can. And I'll try to remember to link that below as well. Let's see. Well, really my bird is going to be my focal point, Melina. I'm not following rules, am I? I think my bird is going to be my focal point. Because I'm not really, you know, I don't want to put that up under the bird. I want the bird to sit in the tree. So I'm thinking I might just put this down here. Just to give it a little color. So I'm not following your rules. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tuck that right in there. And then I may even put another one up here. And then put my little bird sitting on that little limb right there. What's that look like? What do you think? Looks weird? Tell me if it looks weird. It's different. Oh, so different. Okay. Put our little bird down. Now, where does he need to sit? Right there, maybe. Yep. Oh, I kind of like that one. I know, Melina, it's not right. The bird's the focal and not the cabochons, but I like it. And I think you have to do what you like, right? Tell Melina that. You guys take up for me. No, I know she don't care. So we've got 4, and I think that's all I'm going to do for this video. I've done 4, so I'll probably do more off camera because I've got more of these little pieces cut out, but I really like that one. I think, matter of fact, that one's probably my favorite. I like these. I love that one. That one's pretty. And then I love the yellow. And I was going to show, I got a challenge to try to use these clips for something. Look, that would work right there. Just either put another piece of paper on here. Don't glue the paper down here. Just glue the paper over here and over here where this would slide down in there. And leave this part right here out, and you could clip it on a page if you wanted to. Wouldn't that be cute? And it's not, the paper clip is nice and big, so it would hold this just right. So I think that's a good idea. We may do some of those next week. Not sure. We may. We'll try. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to go over and check out Melina'S challenge, and I'll link her video below. She is coming up with some great ideas. I would have never thought about doing something like this, but she is coming up with some fantastic ideas, and I absolutely love using your scraps and things like this to create something very, very pretty. So go over and check her out. Don't forget to subscribe and give her video a thumbs up while you're over there. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.